Corpus Christi receives its drinking water from multiple sources. Two of them include Lake Corpus Christi and the Choke Canyon Reservoir. Lake Corpus Christi is located northwest of Corpus Christi. It's a fresh body of water and supplied by the Atacosta River and the Nueces River. The Choke Canyon Reservoir is even further northwest of Corpus Christi and Lake Corpus Christi. It is also freshwater and is supplied by the Frio River. Lake Corpus Christi and the Choke Canyon Reservoir are located in the Nueces River Basin, which flows into Nueces Bay and eventually the Gulf of Mexico. Corpus Christi is considered to have a CFA climate under the Köppen Climate Classification System. Even though precipitation is usually not a limiting factor, Corpus Christi has experienced severe droughts. Due to this, the Nueces River Basin is the third lowest average watershed yield for major Texas river basins. The Nueces River Basin holds many tributaries, including the Nueces River, the Frio River, the Atacosta River, Hondo Creek, San Miguel Creek, and many more. The Nueces River Basin covers approximately 16,700 square miles, and it's completely within the state of Texas. The Nueces River Basin contains the Nueces River, which spans 315 miles. This region is located in an arid region of Texas that has been heavily impacted by drought, which has caused water supplies to become limited. Due to this, the region has depended heavily upon groundwater, and if extended periods of drought continue, groundwater supplies are expected to decline and possibly be depleted in the area. The Nueces River Basin provides water supplies for the Nueces River Grande Coastal Basin, which includes the city of Corpus Christi.
Here is a graph obtained from the Texas Water Development Board showing the water levels of Lake Corpus Christi. On the left-hand side, you'll see the reservoir storage, labeled in 1,000 acre-feet. On the bottom, you'll see the time represented by years in 10-year intervals. From the graph, you can see that Corpus Christi has a long drought history. Trends. Within the last 60 years, the lake has experienced periodic drops and peaks in water levels. This is largely due to the climate of South Texas. We are currently in a flood period for this lake, which has been a trend in recent years due to the increased rainfall refilling the reservoirs past their capacity. The dips on the chart are due to droughts. The arid climate of South Texas causes the reservoirs to be unable to reliably refill. For comparison, here are the water levels of the Choke Canyon Reservoir, also obtained from the Texas Water Development Board. Again, on the left-hand side is the reservoir storage, labeled in 1,000 acre-feet. On the bottom is the time represented by years.
Some pollutants that are of concern in Corpus Christi are petroleum-based chemicals, asphalt emulsifier, cryptosporidium, which is a microbial contaminant found in surface water caused by animal and human feces, lead, which is caused by home plumbing if we are not careful, Escherichia coli, in other words, E. coli, and that comes from human and animal waste as well. There has been 2 water bans in Corpus Christi, one in 2015 and the other one was in 2016. In 2015, the first one was in July 23 to the 25th, and it was due to E. coli contamination found in water samples in the Flower Bluff Lake. The other one was in September from the 4th to the 16th. City issues a water boil notice for 3 areas of the city due to low chlorine issues. So there wasn't enough chlorine and the water was still very polluted from a lot of waste. The other one in 2016 was in the month of May, and it was a water boil advisory. That one was because of low chlorine disinfectant levels, which the water wasn't drinkable, or else it was just very harmful to ingest. The other one was in December. They had found an asphalt emulsifier, the indolent AA86, in the water system. And boiling the water was not an option because the water was just still really dirty, even to be boiled. The water advisories are mostly due to the city's poor management and not with contamination with the drinking water sources.
Sources of pollution. Sources of pollution can be divided into two categories: point sources and non-point sources. Point sources are when contamination of the water systems can be directly linked to a location or a specific problem that is occurring. For instance, city officials trace emulsifier indolent AA86 to an asphalt producer, and also officials said upwards of 24 gallons, which is capable of burning skin if a person comes into contact with these concentrated amounts, can be very damaging to people and the water systems as a whole. Also, when a problem has occurred and has not been fixed, such as the old pipes that are in place in Corpus Christi still to this day, the city had put off replacing old cast iron water pipes for some 40 years, said the former Corpus Christi mayor Nelda Martinez. This has been a problem for a while and still has not been fixed, and most of these problems are mainly due to the city not taking care of our water systems correctly and balancing everything out and fixing issues. Also, non-point sources mainly consist of runoff waste, which is deposited into our water systems from streets and beaches, leading to potential E. coli outbreaks. So mainly with rainfall, water, along with all of the particles and waste that are found in the streets and on our beaches, can be deposited back into our water systems. Waterborne diseases. Waterborne diseases can be found in both freshwater sources and saltwater sources, and in some cases they have been found here in Corpus Christi. One of these is E. coli, which enters through the water systems, which we mentioned before, which has caused a few of the water boil advisories that have occurred here in Corpus Christi. And here it states, the city of Corpus Christi has confirmed that additional samples have also tested positive, which meant that residents were informed to boil the tap water for at least 2 minutes before ingesting it or using it for cooking purposes. If ingested, this can lead to stomach illnesses and can make some people very sick. Another case of waterborne diseases for freshwater is with chemical leaks, which is also one of the reasons we have had water bans here in Corpus Christi, because if those harmful toxins are ingested, they can damage potentially the one's organs or cause them to become really ill. Also, if concentrated amounts of this harmful toxins are come in contact with a person's skin, can lead to irritation or damaging of the skin. Also, saltwater. Saltwater can also contain many waterborne diseases. Vibrio vulnificus, can't really say it. It has been on the rise here in Corpus Christi. There have been a few cases of people actually dying from this disease, and they contract it in two ways. One, from eating bad or improperly cleaned seafood and ingesting it, and they can become very sick and leading to stomach illnesses as well. Another way is when they are in the water, maybe the ocean, salt water, and they have any minor scrapes or cuts, and the Vibrio bacteria enters through these injuries and enter the bloodstream and cause many people to become sick. And Vibrio can cause particularly severe and life-threatening infections, and these symptoms include watery diarrhea, abdominal cramping, nausea, vomiting, fever, chills, severe pain, and blistering skin lesions. So with this on the rise here in Corpus, many people have been instructed that if you do enter the water, make sure you don't have any cuts. If not, do not enter the water, because you're putting yourself at risk. Also, to always keep your hands clean when handling seafood, and also properly clean your seafood before cooking it, and do not eat raw oysters or anything like that, because that may lead to one contracting this Vibrio disease. Also, E. coli can also be found in salt water in many cases, and this is also due to runoff, which we explained previously. And the runoff consists of this waste, which can travel and enter the beach water, and it can also make one very sick, causing stomach illnesses if accidentally ingested, and can just be harmful to people as a whole. So in many cases, this is after a natural disaster has occurred or severe flooding, anything like that. This is often when E. coli can be found in the beach water, due to all that running water being deposited back into our beaches.